Single? Middle-aged? What the
A lot going on.
A lot's happened since we last recorded, too.
Oh, God, when was it? Summer?
Summer? Ooh.
Well, yeah, the last time we recorded, we did a little stint at my house, which was a disaster.
It was a little rough. I think we'll stick to doing our podcast here at my house.
Yeah. The Wi-Fi in Rancho Santa Fe sucks.
Yeah.
And my power went out.
We had a blackout.
Oh, it was crazy. And the dog was barking. Yeah, it was just not my dog, the dog on the property. It was just horrible.
And it wasn't just barking. It came to the window, the only window, right next to where we were recording, and just hung out and decided to bark right there.
Well, that's where he barks, because the end of the gate's
that's
right
normal?
there. Yes. That's where he barks, is right there. Yeah, all day, every day. Unless he goes down to the other gate. But yeah, he just can't help it. So.
Yeah, that was a little rough.
I know, it was.
But that's okay. Live and learn. Live and learn. Okay, so we're coming out of this whole... I feel like there's light at the end of the tunnel in a way with this whole pandemic thing. You feeling it? How are you feeling? You feeling better?
A little bit, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, I want to talk about... Well, first, before we talk about...
Anything?
Anything. Like, there's good and bad stuff that happens, right? And recently my brother passed.
Yes, Ernie passed.
And I know if you're one of our listeners, you probably know, when you follow us on Instagram or anything, you know that he was battling cancer for a long time. And in his last few years, we helped him live in his RV, wanted to live this freedom life. And so he did that as long as he could. And then he came here to my home, and he ended up being here on hospice and passing here at my home, which turned into just this really beautiful experience. Don't get me wrong, it was super hard, really hard, but it was beautiful, and it was really, really special. And I feel like our family, we did it right. We let him call every shot. It was all about love and music, and still, tasting little tastes of food, because he was a chef and all these things. So, but I was telling you before we got all set up to get going, like, I was a zombie after that. I was a complete zombie.
Well, you had a lot of magical moments in his last, I would say, 10 days?
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, a lot of love. I mean, it was beautiful. You guys did it so well, and exactly how Ernie wanted it. So, yeah. So now, you kind of, which is part of the grieving process. You're going to go into zombie mode, or,
Well, I hadn't slept, and I'd been crying, and oh my gosh, I thought how wonderful it would be, because now there's nobody in my home and I'm by myself. I'm like, okay, I could just whip off my clothes and walk around naked and take a nice hot bath. I thought that sounded amazing. So I start the bath in my zombie state, and I completely forgot about the tub. Completely forgot about the tub. And I don't even know how much time went by. I was in my zombie state on the couch. And I just remember looking over and seeing water going towards my patio door. Like a river. And I'm like...
Okay, it's a ways from your bathroom door, which the tub's behind.
Yes.
All the way to here.
Oh, yeah. And as I'm looking over, it's going underneath my furniture. Over there where all my stuff is plugged in for the TV and everything.
Yeah.
And all I'm thinking is, oh my gosh, the plugs, everything is, it was a lake in here. It was so bad.
Well, first of all, you said you didn't really realize what had happened. You kind of looked over and you saw water, and you thought it didn't register.
No.
And then you remembered you had ran a bath.
Oh my God, I started a freaking bath that I completely spaced on. And so I'm running around, I'm grabbing every towel I have, I'm sopping everything up, soaking everything up. My carpet is so soaked that you step on it and it squirts up between your toes. It was just pure water everywhere. I did not know what to do. My hardwood floor stuff is already starting to bubble. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm cleaning everything up. I call the next morning. After I'm done and I'm soaking everything up with towels. I have towels everywhere. I got everything pretty dry in here, but my carpet in my bedroom is, in my closet is wiped out, underneath my dresser. Everything from like my door over to my bed and my closet and stuff is just soaked, right? All down the side of my bed, like, oh my God. So I wait till the next morning. I'm like, management, this was what happened in my crazy zombie state. I'm so sorry. I take full responsibility, blah, blah, blah. I need someone to come help me fix this because my carpets are wet. I don't want mold, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Nothing. I hear nothing from management for like 3 days. And it starts to smell funny. And this whole time I'm trying to soak everything up as best I can. I'm like, okay, no one's getting back to me. I don't know what to do.
Which that's kind of unacceptable.
Was terrible.
You live in a huge high-rise downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I reached out and I finally told the management guy. I told one of the service guys that I ran into downstairs what happened. And he's like, oh my God, you need to turn it into your insurance and you need to make sure you need to put in a service request. And I said, I sent that in. No one's responding. So again, I'm not hearing anything, and I'm just getting to the point where the smell's getting bad. I can't even handle it. So I decide I'm going to be MacGyver. I did not know what to do, except all I knew is that I needed to dry the carpet out, and I needed to dry the floor out, and the only thing I had that dried anything was my hair dryer that dries my hair.
Blow dryer.
Blow dryer.
A blow dryer. Okay, I heard this story just before we got the giggles so bad because she is telling this story. I'm like, oh my God, we have to share this on. So yeah, so go into your MacGyver, Michelle MacGyver.
Oh my God. So I have to dry my carpet.
Yes.
So I decide to plug the blow dryer in and just move it around all over my room in different spots, pointing in different ways to the carpet so it'll dry the carpet out. I'm thinking.
So I'm picturing her standing in a spot with the blow dryer.
I'm not standing there.
I know. But when you were telling me the story, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you stood on your whole carpet with the blow dryer? Oh, no, it gets better. And just stood there and, like, just dried, like, a little spot at a time? That's what I'm picturing in my head. I don't say anything. That's what I'm picturing.
Okay, no, that was not how
so tell us what you did.
So I laid the blow dryer down on the ground, pointing in the different directions that the heat needed to go to dry a particular area of the floor. And so I grew up with 4 brothers. I'm really proud to be a tomboy. I learned some stuff. So I engineered, because I knew if the hot air was just going to blow in one direction and it would like bounce off and like go all over the room and it really wouldn't be as effective. But if I set up a barrier,
this is where it gets good.
I engineered.
Did you take a picture of that?
I did.
Oh my God.
I engineered like a barrier where I could, every time I moved the blow dryer, I would put the barrier up behind the blow dryer so that wherever the heat was going, it would stay in that area and dry out that area faster. And it freaking worked. I had that blow dryer going for 24 hours straight. I never turned it off. Shout out to Conair. That thing ran for 24 hours straight.
And never overheated?
Never overheated.
Wow. And never shut off, like
never
automatic
shut off.
shut off?
Never
Wow.
anything. Never, because it wasn't like getting hair caught in it or anything.
Right.
It was just airflow. And I didn't have it on high. I had it on the lower.
Oh, maybe
I didn't have it
okay.
blowing on super high. I had it on as hot as it would go,
Okay.
but the low blow.
Okay.
So, it ran the whole entire time, and I just kept moving it and repositioning my little makeshift barrier.
I wish you had
And
taken a
it
picture.
totally worked. Like, it worked. They finally came in to fix my floor, and they did testing, and there's no moisture, no mold, no nothing anywhere because of the freaking blow dryer effect. It's
you
brilliant.
need a code from Conair.
It's brilliant.
Conair needs to support you, sponsor you, and you need a code.
You have to admit, that was pretty
Oh my God, when she was telling me this story, we were dying. Because first of all, I didn't share this, but I'm picturing her just stand. And when she said 24 hours, I'm like, are you kidding? You just stood with a blow dryer on your carpet?
No.
No.
No, but I slept in there with it going on low.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm surprised you slept in there.
Oh my God. I didn't sleep very good, obviously. And my brother had just passed. It had only been a few days, so I wasn't sleeping well anyways.
Yeah.
But anyway, I salvaged, but my my hardwood floor had bubbles all in it. So it was like waves on my floor. And they finally came and replaced my floor. I turned it into the insurance, and they just informed me that it is not covered. So I'm waiting to get hit with that bill. But thank God I didn't ruin any of the carpet, and there's no mold or any moisture or anything in the closet or anything, because at least now I don't have to pay for that too. So
well, and it didn't go to your neighbors and or downstairs.
Yeah, no.
Like none of that happened. It just stayed here, which was good. You were lucky.
Lucky. I mean, I got on top of all of those freaking towels so fast and started soaking everything up as fast as I could.
You did a good job. I mean, you have no moisture in there?
None. Nope, they did all the testing, everything. I mean, I've got a little wood damage in some areas.
That's okay.
Shh.
Yeah.
Don't say anything.
No moisture, no mold.
No
Your
mold.
hardwood, I love. It's a darker color than what was in here before, and I absolutely love it.
So I have new floors, so that's good.
Yeah.
But there's been, okay, so there's some things that happened, lately that haven't been great, that have been hard and difficult and funny. And I think the message to that is just figure shit out. You know what I mean? There's it just feels like there's always an answer. There's always something. I don't know, just figure shit out. I think that's the biggest thing for me. I'm like, I got to figure this out. I'm not going to wait for somebody else to come in here and do this. They're not responding. If I wait for them, it's going to be really bad. I can't live here with this smell that's starting to happen. So just figure it out and think outside the box and get creative and get resourceful. And if that shit can dry my hair, it can dry a carpet. That's what I thought.
And keep in mind, they have industrial blowers that, are freaking huge, and you're working with a little blow dryer.
Yeah.
That's killing me.
And it worked amazing. Funny shit. But I want to talk about money. Let's talk about money. I'm excited about this one. Okay.
It's exciting. It's nerve-wracking. It's a little... I don't know if stressful is the right word, but stressful.
Yeah.
But overall, it's super exciting.
Yes.
I would say.
I would say so too. I mean, the NFTs and crypto and all that stuff has been controversial for a long time. Bitcoin jumped off, I don't know, quite a long time ago. But I first heard about investing in crypto and in other things. Obviously, I heard about investments and things like that a little bit in my 20s and stuff like that. But, back in the day, 401k was it. Or you had to go to a broker or... somebody to manage your investment portfolio, and they would do your investments for you, and they would choose your investment and mix up your portfolio and all this kind of stuff for you. It wasn't like it is today. Today, investing your money and figuring out ways to get your money to grow for you is so much easier, I think. And growing up, I never even heard the word investment. That just wasn't talked about in my home. Being financially intelligent wasn't talked about. Paying your bills on time didn't really happen all that often. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was. I grew up in a home that did not promote being financially intelligent, being financially responsible, at all. And so for me, I started working with my friends over at Big Block not that long ago. 9 years ago or so. But in 2017, they started talking to me about crypto. And I was like, what the heck is crypto? What is Bitcoin? What is this stuff?
Which is what everybody says until they figure it out. Yeah.
So I decided to throw a little bit at it back then in 2017, and it's done okay. But suddenly, when the pandemic happened, I started calculating all the money that I was saving. Now, I wasn't bringing in a lot of jobs. There wasn't any filming to do. My company was absolutely hit super, super hard by the pandemic. I had to go on unemployment for a little while. And with unemployment and with what they did, it was enough to sustain me. So I started looking at what are all the different ways that I'm saving money by being at home. Gas, all sorts of different ways. My traveling was cut way down. My gas was cut way down. All these different things were cut way down, and I calculated how much I was saving and decided I'm going to start looking at Stash. I heard about Stash, which is a trading app that you can be on, kind of like Robinhood. And I decided I wanted to take the money that I was saving and I wanted to try to get that money to grow for me. So I started playing around with different investments, and I wasn't really doing day trading, maybe a little bit. It might seem like that because I would look at it every week or something, and if something wasn't doing very well, I would move it over to something else that looked like it was moving well, and I was getting in there and learning a lot, and I started reading, analyst reports, financial analyst reports, and on different stocks and whether or not you should buy, hold, learning about crypto, and just educating myself on what can I do to get my money to work for me instead of me working for my money all the time. And I never thought like that before, necessarily, not, at least not at this level, until the pandemic. And I wanted to start figuring out how to grow the money that I was actually saving by staying at home.
Right.
Yeah. And I started having fun with it. Like, it started to be so fun. I actually really enjoyed it. I really like learning about it. I like the data. I really enjoy data. And so I just thought it was super, super fun. Fast forward, my daughter meets a new boyfriend, and he happens to know somebody who is starting this new crypto coin. And I ended up sharing it with Terry, and I want you to kind of talk about what you've experienced now, because we decided to just go in on Gamecoin.
Well, I mean, you and I were driving home from a concert. Who did we go see? Yikes.
Dierks Bentley.
Oh, no. I didn't
It
see
wasn't
him
Dierks?
with you.
Who did we go
You
see?
saw Dierks like a week before that.
Brad Paisley.
Oh, yeah, that's who we saw.
Yeah, Brad Paisley.
So we're driving home, and she just nonchalantly says, that Bria, her daughter, and Steven, the boyfriend, invested like $200 into this investment thing, and they'd made, I think it was $90K at that time. And then you had said that you invested, and you were already at 9,000. So it was like the nines, right? And I'm paying attention, I'm hearing it, I'm listening, I'm like, that's interesting. And crypto's always been in the background. So, did I ask you about it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So I think I called you and said, hey, what is this that's going on? Why are you and Bria making all this money off of like $200? So she shared it with me a little bit and told me what was going on. And I think Bria explained too. We were on a text thread, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, long story short, I started investing as well, because it's like you said, we need to get smart about our money. I mean, our generation has learned it's your 401k. Well, I'm watching my 401k. I'm going to be working until I'm in a wheelchair or dead. I mean, seriously, going off of a 401k. And it's like, I know this could be a little risky, although this one seems to be doing well and it's brand new. And if you don't take risks, you'll never know. And the way it's going for your daughter and for you, I'm behind, Bria's here, Michelle, me, but the way it's going, it's flying.
Yeah, it's flying.
Yeah.
And I think a really big deal is that the financial landscape on how to invest, the different ways you can invest your money, and what's happening with currency globally, is you've got to stop thinking so old school maybe sometimes break out of that old pattern of thinking about money and understand that times are changing, including sort of some financial systems and different ways that people are exchanging currency and what actually currency is. And there's so much going on that so many people are afraid of, and they're stressing about money, especially in times like these. But it's free to research. It's free to do your homework. It's free to learn about these things. You don't have to spend a lot of money or even a lot of time to start learning about this stuff and asking questions, going into, different Facebook groups that are open, that are public Facebook groups that are about crypto. Start asking questions, start educating yourself, start learning about certain things, and start trying to figure out how you can make $100 turn into $200, or $1,000 turn into $5 or $10 or $20,000.
Right.
There's ways that you can do that if you are, and we're not giving financial advice, just to put that out there. We're not financial planners, we're not financial anything, we're not advisors, we're not giving advice. What we're saying is that it's never too late to educate yourself on the different ways that you can potentially grow your net worth and grow your money and have some passive income, and find different ways to have different revenue streams coming in. Because, hello, we're middle-aged. It's not like I'm going to start my 401k now, and I'm an entrepreneur, so I haven't had a safety net in a really long time.
Yeah.
I've been flying by the seat of my pants, working everything out just on pure faith and trusting the universe for a long time. And for me to feel like I even have any shot of a really, really, really good retirement is very exciting for me. It helps me to not have so much anxiety around money.
Right.
And who knows? I mean, I told you too, when you were talking to me about it, I said, go in with whatever you're willing to lose. It's just like going to Vegas.
Yeah, it's definitely a gamble.
Gamble with whatever you're willing to lose. Do not do anything that makes you uncomfortable. I wouldn't put my entire life savings into it. I wouldn't put all my eggs in this one basket. But the eggs that we have put into this one basket have grown exponentially in 2 months. And it's because we decided to not let fear and the unknown kind of make that financial decision for us instead. And it was really great because I'm sitting here talking to my daughter the other day here on the couch, and we had a conversation about money and investing, and we actually did an investment together while we were sitting on the couch and talking about that. I mean, imagine if my parents would have sat me down and had that kind of conversation with me. I never heard anything about that. They don't talk about it in school. They don't talk about it anywhere, really. I mean, and so I think now, because it's so easy to invest, that it's so much easier to just open the conversation up, let yourself get curious about it, and think differently about your money and how you can make your money work for you. Yeah.
Which, very important. And I mean, I think crypto, like, it was initially set up that you could actually buy things. Like, you were supposed to be able to, like, buy a Tesla with crypto. It was designed to kind of work that way. I'm not sure if that's still...
It is. Yeah, you can buy a Tesla with Bitcoin.
Okay. Mm-hmm. But I'm not sure if you can buy anything else, but I do...
Oh, yeah, I've bought art with Bitcoin.
Oh, you have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yeah, it is the way that money is starting to go. And also, I share the article with you that, and again, this is not advice, but it was saying that crypto had more value than gold. And it used to be gold had all the value.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something to do your research, feel comfortable about what you're investing. If you're not comfortable, don't do it. You know, like we said, it could be a gamble. You don't want to put anything in that you're not, comfortable losing.
Yeah.
But what if? Like the what if?
Yeah. Tell your story. After I tell you, guess which piece of art I bought with Bitcoin, with crypto?
Chanel.
Chanel. Her favorite
My
piece
favorite.
of art.
It had to be that. Of course.
So tell your story about the guy that wasn't supposed to, but someone told him invest in Bitcoin like 10 years ago, and he was afraid and didn't, and whatever. I don't know. I forget the details, but what happened?
It's a guy that works for some friends of ours. And it was when Bitcoin first came out. And he asked his dad and said to his dad, Dad, I need you to invest $10,000 into Bitcoin. And, you know, his dad not knowing what Bitcoin was, that's when it was brand new. And, you know, the younger generation always knows what's going on. You got to listen to him. Anyway, his dad said no. Had his dad said yes back 10, 12 years ago, whenever this happened, his dad would have like $32 million. So it's like, but fear and the unknown, you know, but this guy, he had the vision, like he knew it was going to take off.
And it's that old pattern of thinking that we've been programmed with growing up, that
there's no way my
get your
dad
401k,
right,
you know, go to work and, you know, they're going to match it, and if you want to invest, go get somebody who can start your portfolio for you. Things are changing rapidly in the financial landscape, and it's great to be conservative. It's awesome. But if you're curious at all and you feel like you want to dabble in that a little bit, it's not as scary. It's not as scary as you might think, you know.
I was just going to say,
never
it's
too
not
late,
as scary
you know what I
as
mean?
you might think. Because I was a little scared.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I did not set up my accounts because I don't know how to do that. I am not tech savvy. I can't figure it out. I don't even want to. So someone else does do that for me. Thank God.
Me too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's fun. So you get the app and then you watch your money grow, and it's like, you see it crash too. It goes both ways. It goes up and down. But when it's up, it's like, wow, it's fun.
Yeah, it usually goes up quite a bit, and then it dips a little. So far, it's been climb and slight dip, and then climbs a little higher, and then slight dip, and then climb a little higher. So there's really exciting things going on with it right now. It's going really well, I think. And this particular crypto, what I really love about it is it has a charity aspect to it. They give back to the community. They help. It's game coin, so it's for athletes. It's a coin or a token or crypto, whatever you want to call it, that is all around, you know, the concept is all about athletes and sports and things like that, hence the name Game Coin. But they give back to schools that have athletic programs that need help. And so I think the philanthropic aspect of it and giving back and them really caring about the community is really cool. And these guys they're from the U.S., you know. They're Southern boys, you know.
Talk about the guys.
They're Southern guys, you know. They're from Louisiana. They know what they're doing, but they're down to earth. They're really smart. But these aren't, these aren't big pocket people or people, from out of the country or China or whatever coming up with this stuff. These are homegrown guys, and I want to support the homegrown guys, and I want to be on the homegrown team,
Right. Yeah.
So I love it. I love everything about it so far, and it's doing really well. Again, it's GameCoin. If y'all want to check it out, gamecoin.net. But we're excited about it, and I really wanted to the message of it's not too late to start investing. If you're curious, educate yourself, get into it, and start and just break that old cycle. However you grew up with that thinking around money, mine was not good at all. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And so to be able to flip that script and change that way of thinking, which leads to changing my behavior about money, which I've done so much lately, and then passing that down to the next generation and breaking that cycle with my daughter is something I'm really, really proud of, because she's got an 800 credit score. She's got perfect everything. She's got investment. She's got, American Express. Like, she's done everything really, really well. She's been very financially intelligent her entire adult life, and she's 28. And that's because I wasn't afraid to talk to her about money, and I wasn't afraid to be curious myself and sort of take her on the ride with me and show her my mistakes. Trust me, it wasn't always freaking sweet tea.
No, you didn't hide anything.
there were times when we were sleeping, sharing a mattress on a bed in the middle of a rented room together with our 2 dogs. Like, we've been through times when we were really, really broke and really down after the kidnapping and everything. But when it came down to how are we going to move forward, it was in my head. I knew I wanted to be more financially intelligent. I knew I wanted to show up differently and think differently around money. And I listened to people that are smarter than me and younger than me, like you said. Sam and Oliver, they're like, they're in their mid-30s or whatever.
Yeah.
And when they told me about this in 2017, guess what I did? I listened. I listened to everything that they were saying. And I didn't just listen. I implemented. I executed what they were saying to do. And I went out and I did it. And then I kind of got addicted to it a little bit.
Which there's nothing wrong with. That's not a bad addiction.
I'm kind of addicted to investing and watching my money grow.
Yeah, that's not a bad addiction.
No, not a bad addiction.
No, I support that addiction.
This is your brain. This is your brain when it makes more money.
But you do
remember that old
listen
commercial?
Yes, about egg frying and is your egg on crack or your brain on crack or something?
Your brain on drugs.
Or brain on drugs, yeah. But you do have to, we've said this a million times, you have to listen, pay attention to the younger generation.
Totally.
They are so far ahead of us because they've had the computer and the phone and they've had access to all this information that we haven't.
Technology.
Yeah. And so, they actually, it used to be, you wanted to talk to the old people because they had a wealth of wisdom. It's actually, you need to start talking to the young people. They actually have a lot of wisdom.
Well, their access to information now is unlike it's ever been in the entire history of man.
Right.
So, I think anybody who can be in a room with these young, savvy investors, not the foolish ones that are going out there and,
flashing all their stuff.
flashy. It's not like that. The people the people we're following and the people that we're doing, we're looking at investing with. I want to be with people that are really down to earth. I want to be with people that are, not just in it just to be flashy, because that's the last thing I care about, as you guys all know.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But I mean, get out there and be curious. And if you want to DM us about what we're doing and how we're doing it and how we're growing our money and the different investments, I have several different cryptos. I've been on some investments on Stash, some investments on Robinhood. And I know a lot of people are down about Robinhood, but it is fun, and it is a way that you can really turn your money into more money. And it's free. I mean, it's literally free. Why wouldn't you go on a free investment app and even with $100 or $200 and put it in something that's going to grow? There's a lot of investments, a lot of things on there that you can invest $100 in that are growing 35, 40, 50, 60, sometimes hundreds, 800% a year. And you got to just do your homework and be really smart about it and be curious enough to do the research and do your due diligence, and then, I don't know, have fun. I think it's fun. I like it.
It is fun. It's definitely fun.
Yeah.
And,
So what are we doing when we hit our goal?
we're going to Greece.
We're going to Greece! Cheers.
And what did we say?
We have a goal.
We have a goal. I know, it's Greece, but what did we say? Like we're going all out. Is that what we said?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're
going to go all out.
We're not going to be the girls going. It's not going to be Dolly and Dolly go to Greece on a budget. No.
No budget.
So we're going with really not thinking
out.
Budget at all, which we're
out.
talking about being financially intelligent, but we're going to go to Greece and freaking blow $10K in a week. But that's going to be in a while. That's our big celebration after we hit a very big milestone. We've set ourselves a goal. Yes. We have to hit this very big milestone.
Right.
And once we do, that's going to be our celebration. And I think that's a good way to end this too. Celebrate all the wins. The little wins, the big wins. Even though, like somebody said to me, Sam actually said this to me at the Halloween party on Thursday night or Friday night.
Thursday.
When was it? Thursday?
Thursday.
Thursday night. He said, we were talking about, how Bree and Steven, how they're doing, and how I waited 20 days when they said, Michelle, you need to invest with us. I got frustrated with the process because everybody who knows me knows that I am not the most patient person on the planet. I'm working on it, especially after this little incident. I got frustrated and said, forget it, and just didn't do it, couldn't be bothered with it. It was just too much going on for me. And I waited 20 days.
And what did 20 days
That
cost
20
you?
days literally cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars by not investing when they told me to and when they did. Yeah. Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
A lot of zeros.
A lot of zeros.
Yeah.
But at least I did it.
But you did.
We did it.
You did dive in.
Dove in. And I was telling Sam where I'm at, and he said, Michelle, that's a win. We'll take that as a win. It's a big win. It's not as big of a win as they're having, but it's a win. It's total win. So celebrate all the wins, the little wins, the big wins, all of it. Celebrate the wins.
I agree. I mean, I'm under you, so my wins are smaller than your wins, and it's still a win. I mean, I'm watching my money grow.
You're watching your money grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's fun. So, yeah, celebrate all the wins.
All the wins.
All the wins.
So if you have questions, DM us. We're happy to talk to you about it. Just tell you what we're doing. Again, we are not financial advisors at all. We're not giving advice. We're just sharing what's working for us. And if it can work for you and it can help you have less stress around money, less anxiety around money, we would love to be the ones to inspire that. So we hope you love our podcast. Click if you love it, like it, subscribe to it, share it, all that good stuff. And I really want to end this with a cheers to watching our money grow. I'm super excited. Stay tuned.
So am I.
Hopefully next time we talk to y'all.
We should probably do an update, right?
An announcement on Greece. Yeah. Let's do an update soon. Okay. Well, on the next one, we'll do an update.
Right.
Okay.
You'll know when we're going to Greece because that will be a huge conversation.
Dolly and Dolly go to Greece. Yeah, that'll be a huge conversation. It'll be all over our social. Speaking of that, follow us on Instagram. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. Find us, follow us, like us, all that good stuff. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.